Hey, my name is Gilbert, the CIO and Chief Digital Officer of Sutherland Global. One of the case studies I'd like to walk you through quickly is a really large global company that has to deal with a lot of legacy environments and systems and brands, and be able to deliver really high levels of automation, really exceptional experiences, and meaningful insights which drive the future of the company. With this particular client, we had a large challenge, a large broadcast company that had to operate in 60 different countries, many different languages, and have well in excess of hundreds of millions of subscribers. Moreover, they had a highly fragmented legacy environment comprised of many different brands that had never been integrated. And so be able to drive high levels of automation, high levels of insights, while solving for this highly complex, highly fragmented environment and delivering a meaningful experience at the same time was our key objectives. One of the challenges when you're dealing with disparate legacy systems is that usually there's the thought of, I want to go and I want to modernize those systems, and then after I modernize those systems, then I'll be able to pull data from them, I'll be able to write back to them, and so forth and so on. Otherwise, I'm going to constantly have to go back and redo all the developments of the new systems I'm putting in place. One of the ways we think around that is what's called an abstraction layer. An abstraction layer is nothing more than a way for new systems to communicate with old systems through mapping, and anytime that we modernize or put in new systems in place, the only thing we're having to change is the mapping. We're not having to go and redevelop the front end systems anymore. We like to think around three different dimensions, which is automate. We want to automate as many interactions as possible. Augment, so when we can't automate a particular task or a question, we want to augment the human and aid them in answering that question also as quickly and as accurately as they possibly can. And then analyze. We're going to be able to analyze every single portion of an interaction to figure out where do we do well, where did we not do so well. And all this is really kind of predicated upon having real-time and direct access to backend systems. Without that, we can't pull meaningful data, we can't augment the responses to the humans, and we can't automate many of the functions through the automation layer that we would need to. One of the biggest challenges, and where everybody's trying to get to, is they're trying to allow for self-service automation and solving as many simplistic tasks as humanly possible for their end customers. Moreover, with hundreds of millions of subscribers and massive increases in volume at any given time, automation has really been a key, while at the same time delivering an amazing experience. And so from that, we focus on what are the highest frustration points, what are the most common calls that we get into, obviously like anybody else, and start to put in the real-time automation layers, whether that's things like conversational AI or self-service engines, so forth and so on, and then continually improve that. Ultimately, what we're able to do over time for this case study was, how do we have to solve for the legacy environment that we were kind of handling? How do we help continuously modernize that environment without kind of breaking those front-end systems? How do we put the automation layer that's going to continuously improve? How do we solve for bringing agents up to speed and continuously training them on a real-time basis? And then how do we react and improve our responses, our hyper-personalization? We do this through our different insights. And so effectively, this creates one massive feedback loop by which we create the framework for all the underlying legacy systems. We're automating the environment, and we're continuously automating new additional tasks as they're coming in. That's how we're able to drive high levels of automation without diminishing the experience. We're able to significantly, continuously improve the human by teaching them, by learning from them, and by providing them real-time feedback. And all this at the end of the day is driven based on constantly evaluating and constantly analyzing every single interaction and every single task. So we talked about a continuous delivery model and kind of agile methodologies. And the end results of all this kind of going on is not a big bang. It was a slow but methodical and pragmatic continuous improvement, continuous delivery, which ultimately at the end of the day has right now resulted in a 76% full automation rate, real-time human augmentation with things like real-time human translations to assist with language comprehension, real-time suggested responses and answers, which is driving a 8% improvement in agent handle time, a 13% improvement in first call resolution. And again, what was key to this customer is we have to be able to drive a magical and differentiated experience. We did all this while driving the highest NPS and CSAT scores in the company's history.